day everyone, we are presenting the Group 4, Maria Alaisa Shaga, Romelyn Podrido, Jessica May Torla, and the last is Lawrence Wavel. I am Romelyn Podrido. The topic that I will discuss is all about the physical environment. The physical environment. The physical environment of an infant is the physical space and materials that the infant interacts with. This includes furniture such as a crib and toys and the space the infant has access to. It also includes the materials of the floor, wall, and ceiling, as well as the temperatures, humidity levels, and air quality. So, the physical environment of an infant should be safe and comfortable, and many include furniture, toys, and bedding that are specifically designed for infants. So, the physical environment should also be filled with stimulating and engaging objects and materials to encourage explorations and problem solving and learning. A. Infant trust and attachment. So, trust, an essential building block for a healthy sense of self meeting their needs, feeding and holding. So, attachment, the emotional bond developed between an infant and to their lives. So, like mother, father, cousins, grandmother, and grandfather, everyday nurturing interactions strengthen attachment and stimulate brain development. So, like cuddle, talk, play, sing, and read to them. So, a secure attachment bond teaches your baby to trust you, to communicate their feelings, and eventually to trust others as well. So, ability to connect a healthy way like empathy, understanding to love, and to be responsive to others are first infancy. So, example like when you talk to infants, they wiggling their hands and keep smiling to you to respond to you. And so, John Bowlby, a British psychoanalyst and psychiatrist, proposed the attachment theory after he studied the negative impact of materials deprivation on young children. He observed that early attachment could significantly affect a child's emotional development and adult relationship and later life. So, the stages of attachment, according to John Bowley, so the first is free attachment or social or free attachment, birth to 3 months. So, infants don't show any particular attachment to specific caregiver. So, their signals was crying and pushing to attack the attention of the caregiver. So, next is indiscriminate attachment, 6 weeks to 7 months, and show the preference for primary and secondary caregivers, and infant develop trust that caregiver when respond to their needs. They start distinguishing between familiar and unfamiliar people. So, response positively to primary caregiver or mother. So, the next is specific or discriminate attachment. So, uh, discriminate attachments 7 to 11 months of age. So, infants show us a strong attachment and preference from one specific individual. They will protect when separated from the primary attachment figure, separation anxiety, and begin to display around. So, in strangers, anxiety. So the next is multiple attachment, 20, 24 months. So children begins to form strong emotional bonds with other caregivers beyond the primary attachment figures, include second parents and older siblings and grandparents. Mobility, infant mobility is the ability for an infant to move their body or parts of their body in a purposeful manner. This ability is important for infants to explore and learn about their environment, and infant mobility usually begins by the body's 6 months of life when they can start to roll, sit up and crawl, and as they grow, they continue to develop their motor skills, eventually learning to walk and even run. So, parents and caregivers can assist in this uh, process by providing a safe and stimulating environment. Exercise, tummy time, and supervised play time are all activities that can help infants build their motor skills. So, an example of infant mobility is when a baby scouts around the floor on their belly, is pushing their legs to propel themselves backward, and this forms of movement is referred to as creeping in common in infants who are just learning how to move. So the next is senses. We have five senses of infant. So infant senses include sight. Babies have a limited depth perception and focus reference to moving object but can recognize simple patterns. So the next is hearing. So babies begin to respond to sounds in the fourth month of gestations and are able to distinguish between their mother's voice and other voices. So, the next is taste. So, infants are born with a preference for sweet taste and but can also detect sour, salty, and bitter flavors. So, next is smell. So, baby are able to recognize the smell of their mothers and are attracted to pleasant smells such as a vanilla. So, the next is touch. So, babies prefer soft and cuddly and texture and responds to gentle message and cares. So next is balances and movement, and babies can recognize their environment and explore it through crawling and rolling. So infant senses refers to the five primary senses of sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch that an infant uses to explore and interact with its environment. Infant senses develop over the first year of life. So with newborns, uh, ex, exhibiting as strong senses of smell and touch, followed by hearing and sight. The next is language. Babies communicate using sounds and gestures, and in the first year of life, babies go from babbling to playing with sounds, copying their sounds, and putting together first words might start off around 12 months. Babies start understanding and responding to words in the first years of life. So, for example, enjoying games like peekaboo and other action games, and say a few words like dada, mama. So the next is materials. So materials of infants learn about their world by manipulating materials, exploring their environment, and interacting with others. Materials that are enticing, interesting, and easily accessible can encourage children interaction and learning. So, for example, blocks, instrument which is xylophone, and books with nursery rhymes. So,